request Honorable Dr. Vikas Chandra Swankarji to address us all on the occasion of the 74th Independence Day and once again motivate us all. Dr. Vikas Chandra Swankar.
Very good morning. I hope everybody is able to hear me. A very good morning and a warm welcome to the dignitaries. This is the first time we are conducting the Independence Day program, any program, university program online. So I would like to welcome Dr. M.L. Swankarji, our chairperson emeritus, and the chief guest of today's program, our our university veteran and newly appointed Vice Chancellor Dr. Sudhir Sachdevji, Principal Medical College Dr. G.N. Saxena, Principal Dental College Dr. Padiyar, our Registrar Dr. A.K. Sharma ji, and our Chief Finance and Accounts Officer and my uncle Sri R.R. Soni ji, the esteemed faculty members, staff members, residents, and my dear students who are watching the live telecast of this program. I wish you all a very happy 74th Independence Day of our great nation and motherland. This is the toughest time being faced by our nation, or maybe by the humanity over the last 100 years, both as a society and as an economy. The economy was already undergoing a major correction and overhauling before the COVID started, but now with this challenge of COVID-19, things have become worse for everybody from top to bottom. Last few months have been very stressful, and for our nation, wherein we have a lot of immigrants population and a lot of unorganized income in the country, they are facing a difficult time. There have been direct societal, psychological, and economic after effects of this pandemic. Various industries have come to a standstill and lost a lot of people have lost their livelihoods. We now have the highest number of daily cases in the world and third in the world in terms of total cases reported. Fortunately, the good part was we learned from the havoc that this disease created in Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, and we were relatively well prepared of having good quality of PPEs, masks, sanitizers, essential medicines like tocilizumab, remdesivir, and they were all available in our country before the actual hammering of this pandemic started. I am grateful to our Chief Finance and Accounts Officer and my uncle Sri R.R. Soniji for ensuring uninterrupted and smooth purchase of these items in the care of patients at Mahatma Gandhi Hospital, in the care of COVID patients at our hospital. Also, with the passage of time, effective clinical protocols were realized about managing the disease, and they were successfully implemented in our country and in our hospital, thus resulting in a limited spread of the disease and reducing the mortality and morbidity significantly. Consequently, we are well placed in the Western world as far as the disease burden is concerned. As our Vice Chancellor said, it was purely the vision and active guidance of my father and our Chairperson Emeritus Dr. M.L. Swankar that by the end of March 2020, we had offered the entire Mahatma Gandhi Hospital, along with all its resources and manpower, to the government of Rajasthan for managing COVID patients. I say it with pride that there was no mention of any financial terms in that letter. It was without that clause. Today, one entire block of MG Hospital, the COVID block, having a total of 320 beds, including 50 to 80 ICU beds, are have been dedicated in the service of our nation. Then in mid of June, the government fixed the prices for ICU as 4,000, including ventilator, which is nearly unsustainable. And again, I say it with immense pride that Mahatma Gandhi Hospital stood tall in serving critically ill COVID patients, and we are still managing and admitting patients in ICU, wherein all the other private hospitals have refused such patients. Running a full fledged COVID unit is not possible without the fearless and untiring efforts of our dedicated intensivists, doctors from all specialties, from anatomy to medicine to anesthesia, and residents, nursing staff, housekeeping staff, all held together under the able guidance of Dr. Ashish Jain, our Director Critical Care, and our administrative team led by Dr. R.C. Gupta and Dr. Arvind Vijay. What you all are doing is history in the making. Future generations will remember your sacrifice and work that you are putting in right now. I also said this in my Communique 4 on 5th of August that entire society is proud of such fine human beings and they truly deserve accolades. The results in terms of mortality and morbidity are much better at Mahatma Gandhi Hospital when compared to other top hospitals in the country who have treated more than 1,000 COVID patients so far. There have been negligible cross infections in the staff, and not to mention zero morbidity and mortality by God's grace amongst the staff so far in the COVID block. All thanks to a strong pharmacy and purchase team for procuring best quality PPE kits. We shall be having a brief felicitation ceremony in the next few minutes wherein we'll be honoring our outstanding Corona warriors from all categories. My special thanks to nurses who are working tirelessly in the service of patients, wearing those unwearable PPEs for 6 to 12 hours. Believe me, it is very difficult to wear a PPE even for an hour. You can try it if you want, but they are serving for 6 to 12 hours and they don't complain. Each member of the nursing team is recognized and awarded after every duty period is over, and this shall continue till we win this battle. Nursing care, however, has a certain scope of improvement, especially in the area of better efficiency and improved patient vigilance. I request the nursing administrators and the medical administrators to kindly give more thrust on the nursing care as there is a lot of scope of improvement in that. The university has undertaken the task of providing term life insurance to all its staff members engaged in the care at Mahatma Gandhi Hospital, ranging from a sum assured of 20 to 50 lakhs. But I sincerely hope that this would never be required. Also, we are now providing health insurance coverage to our COVID warriors and staff members through the newly introduced government policy, the Corona Kavach, wherein it's a blanket cover of 5 lakhs for the entire family at a negligible premium. The university is bearing the premium for this at a minimal premium. The institute has had a molecular and genetic lab since 2012, but again it was the forevision and premonitive intuitions of our chairperson emeritus Dr. Swankar to anticipate and more importantly to act that led to establishment of first RT-PCR lab for COVID-19 diagnosis in the state with a capacity of over 1,000 tests per day. Presently, the lab can handle up to 2,000 RT-PCR COVID tests every day. Commensurate with his nature, our chairperson emeritus offered 1,000 RT-PCR tests to the government free of cost. That time, those 1,000 tests were really very valuable as nobody else was testing other than SMS. Consequently, we have performed close to 12,000 tests for the government, out of which 3,000 plus have been absolutely free and remaining have been performed only on the supply of consumables and kits. The cost of equipment, manpower, and everything else is borne by us. So far, the lab has conducted close to 45,000 tests, and still the lab is doing almost 800,000 tests every day. The credit for establishing and maintaining a robust RT-PCR testing facility goes to Aditya Mishra, a young dynamic scientist at the lab who has been at the helm of the affairs managing the COVID testing facility. And he has been helped by Dr. Pushpendra Saraswat, who is the director of the lab, along with Dr. Mamta Lamba, MD Microbiology, and their team of dedicated technicians who are working day and night to get the most accurate results in the shortest possible time. I'll fail in my duty if I don't mention Mr. Sukan Das, our Chief Operating Officer, who is working hard to make sure the PCR lab services reach every corner of the state. He is traveling almost 2 to 3 days every week to Nagaur, Baswada, Bara, Alwar, and spreading the word for PCR lab. Also, there was a very thoughtful and successful initiative of home care for mildly symptomatic COVID patients in the comforts of their home. Suraksha at home. It is being well appreciated in the community. So far, 300 patients have directly benefited from it, and a big number has been admitted to the hospital out of Suraksha at home. It has helped in reducing the burden at our hospital. Now, the most important task that lies ahead of us is to aggressively promote non-COVID health services so that the hospital functioning return back to normal and progresses further. We are trying to remove apprehensions in the society regarding seeking active medical care In these times, we are launching an aggressive information and awareness campaign in the electronic and print media with taking utmost infection control protocols. The Shriram Cancer and Super Speciality Center has been designated as a COVID-free, non-COVID hospital so far, and there have been negligible cross-infection amongst the patient. I don't remember even one cross-infection amongst the patient. We are leaving no stone unturned in keeping it up. We shall strive to maintain this in future as well. I sincerely request for an active cooperation from the faculty members and the staff members to promote non-COVID healthcare services, to actively engage in non-COVID healthcare services whilst taking all precautions. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. G.N. Saxena, and clinical director at SRCC, Dr. Himant Malhotra, who made all efforts to bring bone marrow transplant for thalassemia and leukemia patients to our institute. Very soon, we shall be starting with the bone marrow transplant services at SRCC. Then we have launched a novel scheme wherein we have done an MOU with the third party, Let's MD, regarding provision of interest-free and collateral-free loan to patients for their treatment at MGH. There would be a certain percentage cut out of it when we receive the payment. It would be borne by the hospital, not by the patient. This would prove to be a big financial help for general patients in these tough financial times. I would like to thank my MGMST faculty members and senior administrative staff who have stood tall and strong with the university in these trying times, both morally and financially. This will always be remembered and cherished by me, my uncle Sri R.R. Soni, and my family. Let me assure you that the future of this institution is brighter than ever. The university has been able to gather over 135 postgraduate medical admissions in the recently held counseling, making it the highest in the state after SMS Medical College. And as usual, the MDS PG seats were the first to be filled up in the private colleges at Mahatma Gandhi Dental College. More new and innovative PG courses and DM MCH courses are being added in the state, like DM endocrinology, DM critical care medicine, MCH hepatobiliary surgery, etc. We also aim to increase the UG capacity to 250, as said by the Vice Chancellor, from the next academic session, and requisite infrastructure, construction, and manpower recruitment is underway. We are one of the first universities in the country to introduce unique fellowship and PG programs in various medical, dental, nursing, and allied disciplines. Admissions for these courses have already started, and details available on our website. Another challenge that lies ahead of us is the NAC accreditation. I request all the concerned faculty to put their best efforts for achieving A++ grade during the NAC accreditation. We have the capability and the resources to achieve this. I, on the behalf of our entire Mahatma Gandhi University of Medical Sciences and Technology family and our Board of Management, and personally my family, would like to welcome our new President cum Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Satish Sachdev, to the helm of academic affairs at our institution. He has been associated since the conception of this great organization and has an immense contribution in its growth and development. Under his guidance, the university is definitely bound to grow. Last but not the least, it's the divine energy and blessings of my mother, Srimati Meena Swankar, the Vice Chairperson of India Education Trust, and the values of honesty and integrity inculcated in us by her that are the true driving force behind this project. God bless everyone. God bless Mahatma Gandhi University, and God bless our country. Together we fight, together we win. Jai Hind.